The future of Fallout, the Elder Scrolls, and Bethesda in general is grim. It is bad. I know currently a bunch of tourists are extremely happy. Oh, there's gonna be a new Fallout game. I loved 3. It's so well written. Remember the ending when everyone fights for a water purifying station that all of them just wanna activate for no reason and it doesn't make sense? It was so good. Remember how you need to go into the chamber and die because that's also well written? Yes, yes. The tourists are currently having a lot of fun. They think that this is good. The true fans, us, the immaculable, that's not a word. Anyway, the outstanding chuds, we know the truth. We know that Bethesda is dead. We know that Obsidian is a failure. We know that Todd Howard is probably dead at this point. Let's be real, he's doing a lot of interviews currently, but none of them are actually interviews. Like, no, this is serious, by the way. All of this is probably just a Microsoft PR, and they're just logging into Todd's Reddit account and posting shit. That's what it is. Okay? Todd Howard has actually not done an interview at all. They're just claiming it's interviews, but in reality, it's like, write your stupid approved questions, and then Todd Howard is gonna reply to them. Yeah, it is bad. The future of anything that you loved Bethesda before 20 years ago is gone. It's completely gone. It's gonna crash and burn, and we know it, you know it, I know it, we all know it.
Last week, we saw Bethesda Game Studios lay out their extended future with this note, and this really was a layered announcement. There is the obvious with a bunch of new Fallout games that we've all been wanting finally getting confirmed. But this also marks a new era of expansion.
Again, I even think they're gonna fuck up the remasters. Again, we already have the Oblivion remaster to know that that's gonna happen. They censored a lot of it. Now, the problem with the Oblivion remaster was the fact that people forgot about it. A lot of people did not play it. I played the other one. I forgot the other one's name, Lamau. But in any case, it was censored. It was censored, and it was a lot censored. So Fallout 3 and New Vegas are also going to be heavily censored.
Ended communication from Bethesda. And to go along with this, Todd Howard himself gave several new interviews touching on people's biggest questions or concerns, and we even saw Bethesda and Todd Howard directly responding to fan complaints on social.
Ah, yes, Todd Howard directly, the Reddit account. I believe.
Media. And believe me, I have some thoughts on all of this. Jason Schreier at Bloomberg and Jez Corden at Windows Central each got a 20-minute interview with Todd Howard. And via these, we get some information on the new Obsidian Fallout, because this game isn't being made in the same way as Fallout New Vegas, despite what many have been thinking.
He talked a little bit about, I asked him, like, hey, is, like, Obsidian going to be the lead on this? Kind of like they were with Fallout New Vegas, with, like, support and supervision from Bethesda Game Studios, or is it going to be more of, like, a collaborative thing? What is that going to look like? He said, quote, it's going to be a collaboration, and we're starting that now. And then he said, I would say the Fallout franchise all up is managed out of here, and our staff and our franchise team. So
this is a detail that I think has really been getting lost in the mix lately. Obsidian had a ton of creative and developer freedom with New Vegas. Game director Josh.
I don't think this is lost. I think most people know about this. At least people who watch my channel definitely know about this, because this is a topic we have discussed a lot in the past 2 weeks when this has all been announced.
Sawyer himself said in the past, they mostly just asked us to avoid using certain groups or subjects for a variety of reasons. Though Bethesda reviewed everything we did, it was extremely rare that they asked us to change something. Technically, it's still not confirmed officially, but Jason Schreier did report that the same Josh Sawyer is directing the new Obsidian Fallout game, although the new project is being described as something Obsidian is making with Bethesda Game Studios. And here we have Todd Howard saying the Fallout franchise is managed out of here.
Remember when Fallout was good and Dead Claws were dangerous? Fallout 4 destroyed so much, honestly. Dead Claws became like fucking cheap house kittens.
And our staff and our franchise teams.
Like, seriously, you get out of the vault and the first thing you do in the first 10 minutes of the gameplay is kill a fucking Dead Claw. Like it's nothing. Such a disappointment.
Bethesda is going to have an even larger role in the development of this game compared to Fallout New Vegas. This likely from both a creative but also a technical standpoint. But what does that actually mean? I think this will mark an evolution of the Fallout franchise in some ways. Bethesda is directly involved, so this game will absolutely have that Bethesda Fallout feel and aesthetic. The Fallout TV show visually has a lot of similarities to Fallout 4, and I think that aesthetic will continue with this game. There's now a giant audience from the Fallout TV show.
Why are we saying the fucking franchise, the TV show that's based off a computer game is similar to the computer game? Are we fucking kidding? Is this the level of intellect we're gonna go with? Juicehead, really? We're gonna compliment the fact that, by the way, this isn't ironically not a joke. When the season 1 dropped of this TV show, I understood how fucking absolutely we do not gate our hobbies well enough. I literally saw a ton of people praising this show just because they have probably below 80 IQ, and their praise of the show is the weapons look like from the game. The weapons look like from the game. That's good. That was it. I almost lost it when I heard that. I mean, we need to gatekeep shit, okay? You should be forced to do an IQ test if you want to play Fallout and Elder Scrolls. There should be like IQ tests, and if you pass them, you get access to a game. This is what we need to do. We do not gatekeep stuff good enough, okay? And then, when we have done enough of these IQ tests for games, we should purge the world. No, YouTube, please, relax. It's a joke. Who would want to better the world, you know? I would never want to purge them. I would fucking put them in mines and camps. Labor camps. And then the other I'm kidding, YouTube. Relax. It's just a joke. Please, it's fine.
That are used to things looking a certain way, and of course, they want their video games to look that same way. So personally, I wouldn't expect huge design changes for the Obsidian Fallout game, and especially on the creative side, I would expect Bethesda game studios to have a major role in the story here, just like they did with the Fallout TV show. But to me, Bethesda being involved creatively could be a good thing, and I do expect this opinion to be quite controversial. I've honestly enjoyed the direction a lot of the newer Fallout lore is headed. Of course, it's not
because you're an idiot.
Not all perfect, but in general, I have found it to be pretty
It's all bad. It's shit. I mean, if I put the Fallout TV show's background, I would still be disappointed.
fun, especially when it comes to some of these smaller scale stories we've been getting. Fallout Season 2 played with a ton of new ideas lore-wise. We saw Canadian resistance to the US invasion, talking Deathclaws who work for the Enclave, and even things like Enclave mind
That's not a new thing. That is not a new thing.
control, and then the return of House. Not all of the new ideas or new plot lines got fully fleshed out in Fallout Season 2, but even stuff like the House body double was just really fun to me. I enjoyed a lot of the intrigue and a lot of the new things being introduced. They expanded things in quite a few different directions, but most of it still felt very Fallout. And I think at least part of that does speak to Bethesda's involvement and keeping things on track to a degree. And even some of the more recent Fallout 76 updates have been venturing into darker stories. This was something that really shocked me with Burning Springs. You could just randomly find some pretty dark things in the open world from that update. It was really reminding me of
76, by the way, is not even a Fallout game anymore, if you did not know, by the way. 76 is effectively the Cthulhu mythos at this point. All of there's nothing about 76 that's the post-apocalypse. It's literally just Monster Hunter to a degree. There's cryptids, there's Lovecraftian shit going on. That's it. 76 on no level currently feels like surviving the wasteland. It just feels like some kind of magical event happened and now the world has changed. That's what 76 is.
older Fallout games. Reportedly, this was a result of the devs being allowed to place content like this more freely in the world. But I think in general, a trend towards the darker side of Fallout is definitely something that we could be seeing here.
Oh boy, another person. What the fuck is this? Oh, that is the Outer Worlds. Oh, I almost had a heart attack. And by the way, this is the other Fallout game that's happening. Are you happy? Are you happy? These are the same people who made this. Are you happy?
To be one of the few people who genuinely enjoyed The Outer Worlds 2, the choice and consequence of that game was just a blast to me. But The Outer Worlds 2 also had some very dark elements, and I could see a collaboration between Bethesda and Obsidian yielding something like that. A game with plenty of choice and consequence, but more of that dark humor and some of the tropes that Obsidian loves to go back to. And it'll be very soon that we start speculating on where this game is going to be set, because honestly, new Fallout locations are really some of the most fun things to speculate about. But I also wouldn't be shocked if a part of Bethesda Game Studios and Obsidian working more closely on this new Obsidian Fallout project is partly just preparation for Bethesda with Fallout 5 on Creation Engine 3. We just saw Bethesda make a big deal out of The Elder Scrolls 6 and Fallout 5 sharing a tech base with Creation Engine 3. Todd Howard talks a bunch more about this in his interview with Jez Corden, and I have to guess Obsidian is going to fit in here as well. Both interviewers did ask Todd Howard which engine the Obsidian Fallout game will use, but he just responded that details will be shared at a later date, because it is a bit more complicated. Obviously, this Fallout game is wanted quickly. Obsidian are known for making games quickly, but in Unreal Engine 5. The past few Bethesda projects have of course been coming on Creation Engine, and that's really a core of the modern Fallout feel. That's what New Vegas was on, or at least an older version of that engine. But when you think about it, internally at both Obsidian and Bethesda, work is only just starting on these two Fallout games right now. Obviously, we don't exactly know how long Fallout 5 has been in pre-production, but it doesn't seem like it's very far along yet. I think with that in mind, it makes a lot of sense to begin developing both of these Fallout games on Creation Engine 3, because there likely will be plenty of overlap and potentially even assets that can be made for the Obsidian Fallout, but then reused for Fallout 5 down the line. Obsidian has a ton of experience, like I said, with Unreal Engine 5, but I think Bethesda is making it very clear that this Obsidian Fallout is something they're going to be heavily involved in. And to me, that really does suggest that Creation Engine 3 will be used for both games. Obviously, I'm just speculating here, but I think this is a really big clue. Otherwise, it would be sort of clunky to get a standalone Unreal Engine Fallout project followed by another Creation Engine 3 Fallout. And to me, this is fantastic news. Creation Engine 3 should have a similar level of modability and interaction that we all know and love from past Bethesda games, but also, yeah, you probably will have a load screen before getting into that interior cell, so there's of course a trade-off there. And we could even see more modability this time around. One of the other elements Bethesda seems to be investing more heavily in around Creation Engine 3 is modability. One of the interesting talking points that came from the note was how long Bethesda has been supporting modding, from the Morrowind construction set to Creations now, and I think this is a clue as to where things are headed next. Speaking with Jez Corden at Windows Central, Todd Howard talked more about what the new engine actually means. When we build these worlds, it starts with the tech. A lot of people think engine, they think rendering, but there's so much more that goes into it from a tool side and a system side. For the kinds of worlds that we want to build, and also knowing that we're going
Didn't ask, don't care. I'm not a developer. It's not my job to care about how hard it is to make the game. I hate when developers are like, oh, actually, it's really hard to make the game because then make the engine good. Well, the Creation Engine 3 is probably going to look like ass. By the way, that's like the biggest thing. It's probably going to look outdated. When these games hit, they're going to look outdated. Same with Starfield.
to be doing Fallout 5, and just how do we do those simultaneously in a way where it's not start and stop. And we're really happy. I can't say enough about our tech team, it's just incredible. Our designers ask for so much crazy stuff, and our tech team finds a way to do it. I think that's really defined our games where you feel like anything is possible. We're hearing about a variety of things, but one of the big things that stands out to me is simultaneous development, and how that stop-start won't be as big of an issue. Starfield's engine upgrade to Creation Engine 2 was described as pretty problematic, and part of this was how much work just had to stop while things are being upgraded for the engine. This of course leading to some of the delays. But the Creation Engine 3 upgrade not only went far smoother, Todd Howard said he'd give the team an A+, but it also seemed to be enabling even faster work going forward, as now
Okay, so my speculation for all this time is that the Creation Engine 3 is either now just finished, and I'm literally talking maybe it has been finished for a month if we're lucky. It's probably not even finished. Or alternatively, the Creation Engine 3 upgrade from 2 is non-existential pretty much. Because keep in mind, you know why Juice had said that Starfield was upgraded to Creation Engine 2? because it was Creation Engine 1.5. Yes, in the time between Starfield being done and it getting patched, it went from Creation Engine 1 to 1.5 to 2. And now we're making a leap to Creation Engine 3. None of that makes sense, obviously. Like, whatever the Creation Engine 3 is gonna be, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna look as bad as Starfield. Because keep in mind, when Starfield was upgraded from Creation Engine 1.5 when we got to play it to 2, there was no visible improvement in the graphics. There was none. People couldn't find it. Well, granted, not a lot of people looked for it because Starfield's shit, but you get the point. And now there's a jump from Creation Engine 2 to 3. So, what, we effectively have gotten the upgrade from 1.5 to 2 in something like a year, and then an upgrade from 2 to 3 in less than a year? That is wild.
We are hypothetically seeing teams at Bethesda Game Studios, Obsidian, and potentially even other ZeniMax studios using Creation Engine 3 for the Elder Scrolls 6, Fallout 5, and like I'm speculating, the new Obsidian Fallout game. It seems far too early to say
Yes, the new Obsidian Fallout game is going to be made on Creation Engine 3. 100%.
anything around release dates, but this collaboration and dedication to Creation Engine 3 as a platform, it seems like they actually just spent a bunch of money and resources on upgrades, and hopefully this investment means even faster releases going forward. It seems like
Ever had problems with the quarry? Just try to somehow sneak up to the crane in the middle, and then you can just go up the crane, and the dead claws can't follow you. And also, there's a duffel bag at the top with stuff.
the upgrades have largely happened, especially when you consider that Obsidian will potentially just have a new team consistently working on this engine. Like, yeah, we have this new Fallout game, but there's likely something after that. One of the things Todd Howard praised Obsidian for with Jason Schreier is retaining a core group of leaders and other developers that have been together for decades. But there's also mods and even mod
Yes, and have them make the Elder Worlds in Avowed. Yes, that's great.
tools. If you go back, something we've been super passionate about since we've sort of started this run with Morrowind. I was adamant that I wanted the Elder Scrolls construction set to come with the game, like as a separate disc. And we've been doing it for decades. We have a creator group that have been doing it for decades. It's what's kept games like Skyrim alive after 15 years. It harkens back to when you play D&D and you can make your own adventures, that spirit of creation. It takes a lot of different flavors, so it's really about supporting all those different flavors. I think we're in an awesome spot with creations, with verified creators, and they're getting that revenue. It has risen all boats free modding too. With those things being more popular, you see people who maybe they were a hobbyist on the side now becoming a professional. The content in there blows us away, they just do an incredible job, and for some, now this is their career, and that makes us ecstatic. And that part about modders or creators earning money and making this a career is definitely true. We learned that they have earned 10 million in royalties, which is a pretty massive number, and some of the first data we have actually had around creations on a larger scale like this. Because that's $10 million across just the last few years for the system. Skyrim got the creation system less than 3 years ago, Starfield is only about 2 years in, and Fallout 4 is under a year. People are able to do this full time now, some of them only starting within the past.
I wonder how much of this is honestly just Bethesda's free points. I wonder how much of a role that plays.
Year. I know of several different teams with multiple full-time employees just making mods for these games. And you have to remember that $10 million number is just the creator's cut. The storefronts themselves are likely generating another 10 million or so on top of that with Bethesda.
They're probably generating 12 or 14 million because Bethesda takes like Bethesda only gives creators like 40%.
Bethesda getting their own cut, as well as some of the management and maintenance fees. I wouldn't be shocked if the overall gross from some of these mods is closer to 20 million. And of course, Bethesda is also releasing a bunch of stuff where they're just keeping all of the revenue, particularly with some of these Starfield releases. They are incredibly popular and could add on several million to all these sales. But of course, the big elephant in the room when it comes to paid mods and Bethesda games is all of this is likely just pennies compared to what's coming next. Starfield isn't a super popular popular game. Fallout 4 and Skyrim only got paid mods after they had giant free modding scenes. But The Elder Scrolls 6 will likely be a gigantic game and get paid mods and free mods at the same time, likely closer to release because now it's all being monetized more heavily. This is when Bethesda, Xbox, and even the creators are going to start making the real money from this.
So many people are gonna eat the fucking slop when it comes to Elder Scrolls 6 and modding. It's gonna be sad.
System. And that is why Bethesda is wanting to get better tools out now, and they're prioritizing stuff like more moddability for the engine, which should also help free mods at least to a degree.
Well, that's honestly fine. Okay, no one cares about modding for now. People will care when it's time, but now we don't know anything about the modding. Well, modding is gonna be modding. You know how it goes.
But paid mods aren't the only thing that's about to change. Part of this is just Bethesda evolving into what is kind of their fourth iteration, and a big part of that is the communication side. This big roadmap being released is of course huge. I feel like this really is the biggest day of announcements.
Yeah, this is just Todd Howard is gonna get fired. Again, Juice is saying this correctly. It is Bethesda 4.0. Bethesda has been effectively shut down like 4 times. And restarted. And fucking Todd has survived every single time, and I'm pissed because of it. It is what it is. Big studios don't shut down. Big studios just get a new vision and reiteration of their existence. It's pretty dull. But again, I think Todd Howard... Again, Todd's not making it. Todd is not making it. I don't... Come on. Just fire Todd already. Make us happy. No one even knows who Todd is any longer. A bunch of tourists just know, oh, there was a TV though. And Fallout 76 had a lot of microtransactions. You could buy Christmas decorations and did nothing. Fucking hell. It's such a disappointment all around. Anyway, I hope Todd is gonna get fired. Okay, that was Juicehead, 10 out of 10. Like the video, do it right now. It takes less than a second and helps out the channel a lot. It really does. Every like makes 2 new people watch the video, so it does have an impact. Thank you for everyone who does it. So, like the video right now. Takes less than a second. And thanks for watching. Bye!